Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit sloppy because I think his song is Genie in a Bottle. It's not Message in a Bottle. That's like, who is that? Somebody else. That's like, a male band, I think. But Britney Spears, dude, Genie in a Bottle. You know the Genie is, right? It's, think about Tavistock putting the genie back in the bottle. And Iwas, right? Iwas escaped. And I think that there are some people in a conscious movement in like a Western Europeans, American even, that they were saying that Iwas is a demon or lamb. And I think that they might want to be careful about that because it was a binding spell. Aleister Crowley was trying to contact Horus in the desert, and he was using sensory deprivation and all these things on cocktail drugs, and he had an attaché, acolyte, whatever, with him, and they were doing heavy what's it called, symbolism, heavy subconscious symbolism on drugs, like ritual, right? And Aleister Crowley wasn't like supposed to step outside of like this, like his circle. He wasn't, because under this type of sedation and everything, that it could play damage, or it could cause damage on the psyche or some shit like that. But they successfully contacted Horus under the alias of Lamb, and they tried to bind him, Genie in the Bottle, right? Tried to bind him. But he escaped under another alias, that of Iwas. Iwas is like a demigod for the scribes or something, like a scribe demigod or something. There's something else that is compelled by a certain disassociate, like efforts to disassociate, that actually fastens like a cinch, like chokes, and set in play, right? Like the Rico Act, or when they showed you like fire in the sky, right? They were talking about the blazing sand underneath their feet. And they want to advance technology that, in order for them to roll it out, you have to be unworthy, or you have to of it. You have to like, oh, I'm unworthy of it, or you have to hate it if you just detested it, and then they'll drop it on the front door. Once we come up with a good word for a bad invention, and it's Naga technology, like the Nagas, which is basically just a vessel that successfully makes the voyage with the help of the fish people Dagon, to traverse the beast, the of the what's it called? It's the Northern Star or something like that is a guide, right? Or something like uh, um they used a star, but I guess like something about the mythos of Dagon drives people crazy. So they might have been talking about the people dying of thirst, of delirium, and trying to be able to use navigation from a star and being like delirious and getting to their destination with the help of the craft of the Naga vessel and their help from a species of Nephilim fish, more, it's more morphology. No, anthropomorphology, which is like happens when people get some sort of interaction with extraterrestrial, not aliens, extraterrestrial. The deep ones or the great old ones or something like that. So, but we don't need that technology. So how you drop it, you know what I mean? Like there's that borrowing. Like, why do we get a language that can borrow? Why do the sync? Why does Catholic? Why does the Holy Catholic, whatever does title, apostolic, and all these things? Like, why did they syncretize tribal mystery systems to acknowledge the saints and then continue to practice as it were, even though it's not, even though it's different? And when they get to making their own uniforms and everything to fit in with, it's like they're not, like it's like, you know what I'm saying, like they still get attacked by, they still believe in vampires and stuff. They don't ever get they don't ever get close encounters of the third kind or aliens and shit. But they perceive it's more often that they're perceived to be vampire influences, and even politicians will use the belief in vampires against people. Politicians work with vampires in Africa. Politicians, government, high up government elite officials work with aliens, toxoplasmosis. Remember, what's smaller than a virus that you would need a P94 mask or whatever they call that shit. And they said regular surgical masks blocks out regular viruses and shit. They're not that small and shit. Or like there's certain masks that will block regular viruses and shit. You can't block a Gandhi Gandhi. It's like a neutrino. It's like almost like a neutrino size. How do you communicate to a cell? Cone cell. Use cone cells to communicate. There's a vampire aspect of the cell that comes out at rest, right? To look at information, to read information. And it's archetypal, ancestral, primordial energy from The sticks from the nganga of sticks, like, working with powerful substance like solar phallic energy and changing it, not changing. Well, it's like programming that into something that, I mean, they didn't really turn out to be your food, but you notice that it kind of looks like you, like a navel orange, right? Or you can, looks like a navel, like it looks like there's certain, I could see human form in nature. Like, that's scarab beetle is like a brain. It's a perfect model of a brain, or this whole part of your head and everything. It's like nature tries certain things and they work, and it'll try it in other species. It'll try it, but it won't be it won't look the same. Obviously, it won't look the same.